You can put it on your big TV. It's kind of cool. Um, but today I am excited to talk about tracking your success. And lately, I've had people ask me questions about how did I get to elite? How many this? How many that? How did this work and that work? And first, we want to hear a couple of things from different people, and then I'll kind of dive into that. But we want to hear about what's going on. Who has anything exciting to share? I know there's a lot going on, but oh, I see. Is that Janet? I should have my glasses on. Is your hand up?
Mhm.
Oh,
Wait,
oh, okay.
sure.
It's
Oh,
Tracy. It's Tracy.
Lynn?
Oh,
Oh,
It's
oh,
okay.
Tracy. I think it's Tracy.
Oh, okay. Tracy. I don't have my glasses on. Does someone have to share?
Oh, maybe not.
Maybe not. Everyone's quiet today. Everyone excited about convention, where we're going, what we're doing?
I'm
yeah.
excited to see your smiling
Yes.
face, Antoinette.
Thank you. Me too. That's my buddy that we got to eat and we became friends at convention last time. So I can't
Oh,
wait.
I love you, girlfriend.
I love you too. My whole group can't wait to see you, which is fun. That's another
Oh,
thing.
excuse me 1 second, Anton. I forgot to mention this in my other call, and since
Yeah.
we have the whole group, Judy and Gwen are looking for an extra roommate. They want a third person. So if anybody wants, has another person would like to room with two other ladies, let us know, let George know, let me know, whatever. Because we want to get everybody there to the convention. We don't care. We just all save our pennies. You're just sleeping there 8 hours and you're out anyway, right? So if anybody needs an extra, has a person looking for a room, let us know. Okay? Oh,
Yay.
it says Chris Alfonso. Is that a lady or a guy? Is Chris Alfonso a lady or
I guess we can't mix the guys and well, I
no,
don't
I
know.
don't think Judy and them would like that. Oh, a
Yeah,
girl.
female.
All right. All
All
right.
righty. Anybody else want to crow? Anything they have to crow about? If not, I'll jump.
Antoinette, I'll crow.
Go ahead.
Let me
Chris,
tell you
put your
the
telephone number in there. Chris, put your telephone number in there. Okay. Okay. Sorry to
Okay.
interrupt.
Okay, that's okay. Go ahead. That's important.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
okay, so while Johnny and Yami Del Valle, who are on our team, are basking in the sun in St. Martin, we were growing their business yesterday. And we would like to welcome Nikki to the team. Nikki is a brand new business builder and super excited about Nikki, and you'll hear her story someday. She's an entrepreneur already and she rocks. So, welcome, Nikki.
Yay. Nikki, would you like to introduce yourself?
I don't know if she's on yet or not because she just texted me and said she was in a meeting.
Okay. Well, we can't wait to, isn't that fun? So they were just on vacation and just, added a new person, which is somewhat of what I want to talk about today with tracking your success and how success comes. So I guess I'll dive right in because there's been a lot of questions on, where did this person come from and how did you meet people? And I think sometimes we think that everything comes from one place. And obviously, it doesn't. It comes from lots of different places. But what I think is important is for you to figure out where it's going to come from you. I think that you have to figure out what makes you feel the most comfortable and what gives you energy and what gets you excited so that you can, bring more people on and have more success, depending on what success is for you. So we're all different. I love it. I kind of wanted to show you guys when you let's talk about when you join a part of our tree. When you're a part of my tree, of course, everybody gets started, and then we immediately try to get everyone to do a business launch. if you're willing. So immediately we're like, okay, next week, let's do a business launch. And guys, it's a simple business launch. Like it could be, let's get 10 friends on and listen to Christine on Sunday night or whatever night. For some of you, it could be, hey, let's get some friends together and let's do it live, whatever way you want to do it. But I want you to know that for me, I know this number and I want you guys, no judgment. I love being Christine, no judgment. But the truth is, when you meet someone in their first 30 days, if they typically do not introduce you to anyone in their first 30 days, they may not be someone that's going to introduce you to anyone ever. These are just statistics. Now, there's always exceptions to the rule. I want you guys to know that. But typically in the first 30 days, how I track my success is anyone that's new, I keep up with them and try to invite them to get on the call or invite them to watch the videos later if they're working a full-time job. I invite them to an onboarding or I onboard them. I invite them to share this with other people. And I really try with all my new people, unless they say to me, I just want to use the products, I don't want to have anything to do with sharing, then I work with them the first month. So I think it's a good number. Your first 30 days, I have a list of, remember, the new and the few, as Christine says. So there's the new. So I work with the new. After 30 days, if they're not calling you back and they're not answering you, bar that they have something going on, they're probably not the person that's ready right then and there. But after that, what I do is I say, okay, let's get some people together and, let's jump on the call. And here's the other thing, guys, even if you work a full-time job, we have calls every time. We have calls every night. We have calls on Saturday. We have calls on Sunday. We have three-way calls. George and Adrian, Christine, myself. I know the leaders, Shannon, and all the other leaders here. We will fit them in. So once I get someone to get some people on the call, the minute that they have two people, this is where I laugh because Shannon laughs at me. I literally get started. Oh, I got to share, get off of this. I literally get started. I like having a piece of paper and I start putting them. Let me do this. Okay. So I literally start building their tree. I know for some of you, Shannon's like, I'm not doing that. She does an Excel spreadsheet.
Antoinette, you turned your video off.
Oh. Oh, okay. Thank you. Hold
We
on.
only see your pretty picture.
Oh, geez.
Now,
Okay, yay!
now we can see it.
Yay! So, and you can do this in a notebook, guys. So when you say tracking your success, soon as they have somebody on the left and on the right, most people put it maybe in a book like this. But I'm like, okay, they're game. They're game. I am immediately working with them to then move on to their core three. But I'm visualizing it on a piece of paper. You can do it any way that you want. So you can have like a notebook and you can say, Susie's new. She's got this person, that person. Oh my gosh, you only need one more person. I think sometimes all of you assume that everybody understands this business and they understand what's going on. And really, they don't. You have to be the one to be like the cheerleader and say, hey, we're doing core three. You have da-da-da on this side, da-da-da on that side. Let's work on this and let's work on being a 3-star. Now, for some of you, you're like, wait, how do I do that? I wish everybody was working at the same time. You heard me say everyone that gets started, they all aren't like, yay, I'm going to have a debut. I wish that was true, but it's kind of not like that. You'll know who to work with because they're the ones that answer the phone. They're the ones that call you back. They're the ones that kind of want to work with you. Make a note. If you're constantly calling people, you may need to move on. You may need to move on to someone new. So I track who is working. I track the people that are getting started. I don't give up on anyone. I send messages to everyone. I may do it the long way by texting, but I send messages to everyone. But I think what's important, because I've heard this from several of you, is that you get a new BA and you expect them to know what to do. You expect them to know the next step. You expect them to understand how to get people on. When honestly, even if you work a full-time job, you can take probably 30 minutes and call your new BAs and talk to them about how are you doing? Do you want to, how about sharing this with your cousin, your aunt, this, that, kind of getting them together. But the key to this is that you have to be the one working with them. Now, what do I mean by you? I don't mean that I do it for everyone. I call my leaders. So if I just started with Ashley, I'd say, Ashley, who on your team just started? Have you communicated with them? Can we get them on a launch? And then it kind of goes down the line to kind of get them going and get them moving. So the other thing so that's kind of how I keep up with everyone. I make it a game. I make it fun. I like sheets all over my house. I'm happy that I have a husband that doesn't care that I ruin my office with paper. Shannon, only because I know Shannon, she does it on an Excel spreadsheet. She's like my daughter, and she's organized that way. Whatever way makes you happy, if it's getting their picture, just figure out a way that you are working with the new and the few. So again, I work with the new at least for 30 days. I'm bothering you to get you going, unless you tell me something different. After 30 days, I say, well, we can revisit this later or however it works. And then I'm looking for somebody new, somebody new, somebody new. So now when we're talking about tracking your success, how do you get them? You guys hear us say 10 leads a day. And I know that freaks some of you out, but it really is that we're trying to meet 10 new people a day, 5 days a week. Now, I don't think it matters how you do it. I think you can do it on social media. If you want to do it on social media, you should attend Fridays because George and Adrian are doing an amazing job, and with friends showing us how to do that on social media. You can do it in person. You could do it with referrals. I don't care how you do it, but if you really want to hit your numbers by getting a certain amount of people every day, maybe it's 5, what is the truth, and I want you to write this down. For every 30 people you call, about 15 are going to say yes to get on a Zoom. And I think it'll be the same, we'll look at this differently now that we're doing live events, but about 15. So if you call 30, about 15 will say yes. Of those 15 that say yes and get on a Zoom, 5 will decide to be a part of your team. Now, tracking your success. Some of you, it will happen with 20. Some of you, it'll happen with 50. But how would you know if you don't track it? How do you know? You have to track it. You have to write it down. You have to write down. And, George and Adrian have the most amazing website ever. Every form you would ever want is there. But if you want a beautiful form, you can do that. But you can get a notebook, put the date at the top. You can write down the 10 people or the 30 people you called, who answered, and who jumped on a Zoom or who attended your events. Again, guys, it doesn't take a lot of time. You just have to figure out when you're going to do it. For some of you, I'm going to tell you, you can do it all on Sunday. If you have a full-time job, full-time kids, full-time sports, maybe your house is falling apart like mine is right now with a pipe being broke. Even if you just took Sunday and you did this and you tracked it, you have to figure out your number. What is your number? How many people do you have to talk to get them on Zooms, to get them to then join your team? Once you have that number, then you know what work you have to do. And I want to go back to my old platform where there was a very high person. She was, like a George and Adrian and a Christine. And she told me that the minimum, she used to sell $50 worth of skincare. Now, my average was almost $300. She sold $50 was her average, but she knew that was her average. So she knew what she needed to do that week in order to get her numbers, in order to make the money that she needed. Is it right that I did 3 something and she did 50? No, it's whatever makes you feel comfortable. It's just that you're tracking your number and you know it. So I want to go through this really fast because I think it's like I am tickled pink that obviously I'm a part of the Black Crow and a part of George and Adrian. And, I'm so blessed. I still get tickled every time George and Adrian call me. I'm like, but the truth is that my tree, we now have 11 3-stars, 11 3-stars. Woo, woo. So it didn't happen overnight. I guess this is what I want you guys to understand. There were a lot of numbers that went into it. So I want to go through the 11 in 10 minutes. I'm trying to stick to my time. So my first 3-star is Ashley. You guys know Ashley. She owns 3 wellness clinics. So where did she come from? She is my person. You guys hear me say this all the time. She is my person beyond 3, beyond Mary Kay. She is just my person that makes me happy. So with her, I never in a million years thought she would join 3, but I knew she knew supplements. So I had to go in person, and she kind of didn't listen to me till I printed the PDF and I put it in front of her and I chased her around and I said, is this stuff good? Is this stuff good? She fell in love with the products. She put it in her wellness clinic. She built customers. And honestly, that's how she became a 3-star. So with her, she was my person. She came from my original 100 list. My number 2 3-star was actually, okay, so Ashley was number 5. She was the 5th person that I added to my tree. My number 2 3-star was the 18th person that I added to my tree, 18. Her name is Lana. Most of you have never met her. She was from my chicken list. Remember we all talked about that? She was my chicken list. And I was chicken to talk to her for a long time. She is an executive. She used to be the president of Sears and Kmart. She created the Kardashians, you guys. Literally, the Kardashians were very smart. They went to Sears first to make all their money because there were more stores. But she was on my chicken list. I talked to her. She loved it. She actually shared it with friends and family while she's on all these different boards. And she became my second 3-star. Very busy person. But again, Atlanta's like, I love this, but I'll see you when you're in Europe. But she was number 18. Number 3 star is Donna. Okay. Donna came from a referral. She was number 14. Donna came from a friend of mine that hates networking and hates anything to do with supplements. But I needed to hit my number this evening, and I was out at a concert with her. And I said, what do I have to lose? I said, you're my friend. I know you hate all this, but you need to give me a name. And she gave me her sister in an email. She didn't even give me her phone number. She gave it to me in an email, being mean, thinking she would never, ever try these products. And as you guys know, Donna is, one of my top leaders. She's either number 1 or number 2. But Donna was my third. But Donna had to take off for about 6 months, but she had built her business before she took time out to take care of her husband. That when she got back, her beautiful team pushed her to 3-star, and now she is about to be a 3-star pro. 14. Now, my fourth 3-star actually was my hairdresser. So here you guys go. This is just somebody that I was just going to get my hair done. She was number 25. 25 on my personal people. So I was talking to her about healthy hair, and then she was like, well, it's the same thing. Bam, here's Keisha. Keisha was similar to Ashley, where she built her business with customers, but she was number 25. Then my next 3-star happened to be Olga. Now, Olga came from Glennis. Glennis was my number 17. Glennis didn't have a choice. Glennis is another person that makes me happy. You guys, do you see the trend with me? Glennis is someone that always makes me laugh, always makes me happy. Glennis is right now doing something I call very important, that some of you are probably doing very important. I believe the most important job that we all have is taking care of our family, our children, and then our parents. That's the most important thing in life to me. I don't think there's anything else in between. And Glennis is on that side of taking care of her parents. But because I told her she had to be with me, because, she's a little different. I did tell her she had to be with me. She brings me, oh, Maron, Olga, Carol, Terry, Rome. These people are so important in my life today. But it was because Glennis was on my team, but it may not be the person. Right now, she's focused on something else, but bam, there's Olga, who is a 3-star, and Carol. And Olga she really kind of tells us all what to do silently. So now, guys, my right side is like just going crazy. I said to Christine, my private side, because all of my original 3-stars came from that side. What a blessing. So I'm crying to Christine because I go, Christine, I need another person. And I'm working and I'm working and I'm working and I'm going through my list. And then comes Shannon, number 40, guys. Shannon is 40. Get this. A year later, she's mad at me. She's a year later. And I want you guys to understand that I knew that Shannon was in another platform. So I was a little hesitant. Like, I don't know. But again, I love Shannon. She is calm, but she always made me happy. Shannon also is very organized. As you guys know, she owns her own business where she's assisted a lot of people. So I'm like, ooh, wouldn't that be great to have
Hi.
the two
What
together?
did you do?
And so when you
Uh-huh.
think about,
What did you do?
uh-oh, I think Ann, okay, there we go. So with Shannon, she was my number 40. My number 40. But here's very important. Shannon came to convention literally a week and a half from when she started. She was like, I'm going, I'm ready. She comes to convention. Then you guys know her situation from last week. She is chilling, kind of. But what I want you guys to know, when we say she's chilling, she was adding people all the time. She wasn't a part of that 30 days with nobody. She's adding people. We knew she could add more people. We knew her potential. And I would call Christine and say, Christine, I really just want to go through the phone and strangle her. And Christine is so great at calming me down because I knew who Shannon was and who she could be. But I had to wait for it to be her time, right? But while she was making it her time, she was plugging in. She was on all the calls. She was everywhere. She was still my happy person that I could talk to all the time. But she was 40, guys, 40 of my personal L1s. So now I want to move on because in between that time, I didn't stop and wait for Shannon. I think this is very important. I didn't stop. I had to keep going. I had to keep adding people. I had to keep making things happen. In between that time, bam, Donna brings in Gladys. Gladys, as you know, is a 3-star working on our Spanish community. She's a nutritionist. She, again, is somebody so much fun to be with. And Gladys in between time is working, making things happen. So I want you guys to know that 3-star pro really happened before Shannon. All this happened before Shannon. It was simmering. Shannon was simmering. She was there pulling it together. But it was the constant working your numbers, working your people. Again, there was Erica. Now, Erica happens to be on the same side as Shannon. But what'll happen in this business, I got a minute left, is because my side that had Ashley, Lana, Donna, Keisha, Olga, Gladys, they were all on one side. It forced me on the other side where Shannon and Erica and Warren are. You see, you just go back and forth. And I'm really speaking to those of you that may be new or that are a part of my club. I think I have a different club because some of us have a lot of CV on one side because you started in the beginning. I could be mad at Christine. Christine, why didn't you call me in the beginning? Well, she couldn't. It was illegal for her to call me in the beginning, to be honest with you guys. But look out, because nothing's illegal for her now. She doesn't have a non-compete anymore. But I was part of her non-compete. But again, because I started later, some of us have to build the right and the left. I want to speak to you guys that have to build your right and your left. That is just the way it is. And guess what? We're just going to do it. That's what we do. Some of us have power up. Some of us don't have power up. You know what? If you're going to sit there and whine about it, it's going to take you forever. You got to track your success. Another training in the back, I want to show you really fast. Okay, give me 5 more minutes, George. But what I want you guys to know is the majority of us are going to be in the same boat I'm in because the majority of us that are new, we're going to be building the right and the left. And so you're going to go right, left, right, left. And you're going to keep building and building and building. But the beauty of this is now that Shannon and Erica and Warren, my newbies on my left, are cooking because here's what happened. Shannon catches the vision and now she's out of control. Because Shannon then, which it happened right when we were going for elite. So right when I was about to do elite was when all this happened. And so then there was Shannon, who has a 3-star, Elizabeth, who has a 3-star, Mike and Astrid, who has a 3-star called Valentine, who is my L6. Whoa! I remember saying to Christine, when am I going to get to 30 cycles in 4 weeks? And now I have someone that's an L6 that is a 3-star. Guys, it's sweet, but it's all the work. And so Shannon, when we got to being close to elite, because of all the work before, she was the cherry on top. And they completed it. But it was all the work before time that got me to that point. So I want you guys to understand that Erica was number 30. Shannon was number 40. I'm sitting at 52 L1s. I have 299 on my right, which is private. I have 763 on my left, which is with Christine. Now, that is not by myself. That is Christine and most of you on this page. Mwah, mwah. I love you. I love that we work as a team. It is Janelle. It is Sherry. It is, I can't look at it. It is all of you that's building that leg. But my son told me I was crazy, but I do want to show you guys back here. This is what I do with my numbers. This right here is a board that Kim Wee helped me build. Although I have 299 on my right, for me to move to 4-star, I need 1,000. Although I have 763 on my left, I need 2,000. So for some of you, I want you to figure out, you can figure out your numbers, but the beauty of this is I'm looking for leaders. And when I'm looking for leaders, those that aren't leaders become customers. Those that aren't leaders become the customers that at least do 60 CV a week. And that's the game. That is the game. Tracking your success is looking for the leaders. I wish that all 15 of the people on the Zoom are like, yay, I'm going to be a 3-star, but it's not true. Most of them will just be customers. And with those customers and you looking for leaders, that's how you move up. But the deal is you gotta be looking for leaders. You gotta look for leaders. It's the easy way. It doesn't go the opposite way, guys. I just want you to know, if you're looking for customers, it is hard to get customers to then be leaders. But it's easy to find a leader like Ashley, Lana, Donna, Keisha, Olga, Shannon, Gladys, Elizabeth, Mike, Valentine, and Erica. It's easier to find the leaders, and they will bring you hundreds of people. So that's what tracking your success does. And I hope that helped you guys. I know there's another level to this. If you have not done the T-chart with your leader, I recommend, that's your homework, is to know, number one, what side do you share with your enroller? Number two, where are your numbers right now? And what do you need to do to hit it? I believe all of you can be 3-star pros if you want to work the numbers and track it. So I'm sorry I was 6 minutes over, but I tried.
Oh, you're grounded. No, it's amazing. I'm just joking. Amazing. What you say about the numbers is so important because sometimes people say, whoa, I need a total of 3,000 people. And that's with 60 points, by the way, when you're talking about the
Yes.
4-star. But in reality, you need less people because there are new people coming in and there are people that order more than the 60 points.
Yes.
But 3,000, we went through those numbers in one of the
Yeah.
salaries, how to make $1,000 a month, how to make 5,000, etc. With the minimum 60 points. If somebody's an eternal, but we know people use more than one product. But something that you say is very true. We are looking for the leaders because one leader is worth at least 1,000 customers. And when I mean 1,000 customers, because customers usually don't refer to many people, but a leader is building. Interesting, going back to when I was in the company before, the person that sponsored me won stage, and he was talking about why it was so important to do follow-up with me. After 42 people, I came in, and he said that he had made at the time several $1 million because our team. But this is interesting. Our team had 950,000 people that came under me. Can you imagine one person? Now, I don't say that everybody's going to be like that, and I was not a genius. It's that just other leaders came under me. I didn't bring a million people, basically. I didn't bring all that people. It's like we said, she sponsored 90-something people. 6 were responsible 95% of her check. 6 were responsible hundreds of thousands of people. You see, when you see those numbers first, 2,000, 1,000, you say, gosh, I don't know so many people.
George,
I don't
real
think
fast,
anybody
I
knows.
did forget to say something. I want you guys, and
Yeah,
George,
go
maybe
ahead.
tomorrow. It is only the power of 3. George, you show this. It's really like, I used to think the numbers were big numbers, but if you start with 3 people and they bring 3, it's 9. Then they bring 3, it's 27. Then they bring 3, it's 81. Then they bring 3, it's 243. They bring 3, it's 729. Then they bring 3, it's 2,187. I know Shannon went over this, but guys, when you work with your enroller on these numbers, when Kim Wee showed me this, and George, thank you, George, it's not a hard number. It's really the power of 3. And you get to it quickly. And what you do is, if someone is not working their power of 3, you go next. That's what I'm saying. You don't count them if they're a customer not adding 3. They don't count. You got to find 3 who bring you 3, who bring you 3, who bring you 3. In 30 days, if they're not bringing you 3, they're on your list after you call all your new and few. Then if you have a little bit of time, then you call them. But when George does this example, and I encourage you guys to do this with your enroller, you'll see that it doesn't take a lot of time.
No,
Thank you, George.
And by the way, if you are not in connection, Tom Big Schreider or Big Al, many of you have read his books. He said that when he give a person a homework, it's a very simple homework. Call me. Let's get a couple of calls next week. And he said when the person doesn't call him, he feels that those are red flags. And he said, I put those people in my naughty list. That's the word I use. Because obviously they are not building the business. Now, by the way, if you didn't do it the first week, don't feel guilty. The cool thing about this business is that you can start all over again today. Today is a new day. It doesn't matter what we did yesterday. This is a business just because you didn't talk to anybody in the last 2 months. The company is not going to send you a letter. Sorry, goodbye. We don't want you anymore. No, we can start again. And we can find those leaders, like you said, that they are going to bring hundreds, thousands, or tens of thousands. So even now, why not 1 million people? What if you happen to come up with somebody like King Wee or somebody in your team? You never know. Well, of course, I'm going to the big, huge numbers, but the other things like Christine wrote, one person, one leader is 1,000, equivalent of 1,000 customers. A good example, when we were in the other company, somebody was getting a lot of customers and somebody became a millionaire later, but this person didn't understand the business. And he said, I always want to help people. And one day I sat down with him and said, okay, how many people do you want to help? And I said, well, hundreds, if it's possible, 1,000. If I show you how you can help thousands of people just by sharing them how to also share with others and make money, And then I went to the power of two, not even the power of three. I went 2 to 12, and there were 8,192 people. And I look at the number. How many people you have here? 8,192. How many you actually talk to them? Who were your people that you sponsor? Only 2. That's the secret. That's the secret. Anyway, I didn't want to take over that part.
No, yes, I wanted you to.
But thank you
Awesome.
very
Well,
much. It's very good to know your numbers, because it's why it's important to keep track of what you are doing. We always say you track, when you know what is happening in your business, that's when you go faster.
yes, exactly. Exactly. So I want all of you to be a bubble on my board and be taped around my room. Which is fun. Or you could be on a spreadsheet, right, Shannon?
Yes, or yeah, whatever you want to track. We had the forms too, but make sure you track it. Not little papers that you put somewhere and then you say, where did I put that paper? Because I used to do that. Or you would write on top of something that you already wrote, and then you'd say, what did I say here? I don't know. Who is
Exactly.
this person?
Exactly.
Make sure
All
you
right. Well, thank you guys. I'm sorry we went over a little bit, but
you're good.
I'm just
Excellent.
excited. I can't wait to see everyone at convention. I can't believe we're almost there. And remember, Shannon was a week and a half before convention that we asked her to come, and leaders will show up. So
right.
have an awesome Wednesday, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.
And see you tonight in the Wellness Wednesday and the call in Spanish after the Wellness Wednesday, an hour, the hour later.
I got to get on that.
Make sure. Okay. Yeah, I know Antoniette has to do a Spanish call.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Have an amazing day.
Thank you.